Spider-Man Far From Home is directed by Jon Watts, who also directed Spider-Man Homecoming, stars Tom Holland, Zendaya, Jake Gyllenhaal, Jacob Batalon, and Samuel L. Jackson. I want to cover this right away. Yes, Endgame is addressed and what ramifications came about because of that, but they don't linger on it. This is first and foremost a Spider-Man movie. This is Peter's story and the focus stays on him. I know this might sound a little bit silly, but I think that is one of the strengths of not only this movie, but Spider-Man Homecoming. In Far From Home, we continue to see Peter learn, grow, change, while remaining true to who he is. We learn more about other characters as well, in particular MJ. She's more fleshed out than she was in Homecoming, which I hope will help sway people who might have felt indifferent about her, or perhaps just didn't like her character in Homecoming. I happen to like her in Homecoming, but I in particular really like her in Far From Home, especially because she is more well-rounded and feels more complete. Just like in Homecoming, I think they do a really good job with the antagonist in the movie. I found the antagonist to be interesting and fun to watch. I don't think they are quite to the level of a Killmonger in terms of the bad guy, but they are definitely not forgettable. There is something that the antagonist says at some point in the movie that really stuck out to me because this statement is true, and that's what's scary. Not only does this apply to the fictional world on screen, but it can apply to our world. You'll know it when you hear it. There is a lot of action in this movie, and it's all very enjoyable. A lot of it is new and fresh, and especially the fighting styles that we see really fit the characters that are involved. This certainly applies to Peter, who is continuing to grow in many different ways, but this also applies to his fighting style, which is continuing to evolve and improve. The pacing of the movie is really well done to me as well. As I said, there is a lot of action, but it's interspersed enough with scenes and moments that not only allow the characters on screen room to breathe, but us as the audience members can have a moment to breathe as well. Along with the action, there is plenty of humor spread throughout the entire movie and some emotional moments too. I think for the most part, the heavier scenes and moments are given enough time to play before humor is brought back in. When it comes to the acting, I was pleased with everyone's performance. For me, Tom Holland sticks out the most because the guy can really act, but two others that stick out and I just really enjoyed was Jake Gyllenhaal, who plays Mysterio, and Zendaya, who plays MJ. This is subjective, of course, but if you've seen the movie, let me know in the comments down below whose performance did you enjoy the most. And, of course, be careful of spoilers, please and thank you. Now, one of my favorite things about Far From Home, and in Homecoming as well, is that the movie and the team making these films, they never lose sight of the fact that Peter Parker and his friends are all teenagers. They're kids. Everyone involved is doing such a good job of conveying what teenagers are like, why they do the things that they do, why they say the things that they say, and so on. I felt, as much as I've enjoyed previous iterations of Spider-Man, the Tobey Maguire Spider-Man in particular, I never felt that those movies did a great job of capturing what high school is like. They did fine, but not great. The last two things to note, since this is a non-spoiler, I can't get into spoilers. One, because this film takes place in Europe instead of New York, not only is this visually interesting, but it allows the characters to make decisions they may not have had the opportunity or the inclination to make if they were going through their normal everyday routine back home in New York. And the second thing is to let you all know that, if you don't already, stick around for both end credit scenes because they both have very important information and some surprising information. Stick around for that. So in summary, Spider-Man Far From Home is such a fun and enjoyable film. I think Sony, in partnership with Marvel, I think they're doing such a fantastic job with this iteration of Spider-Man. Definitely go see the movie if you can. But that is all I have for you today, folks. thank you all so much for watching, and on screen I will have my reviews of Endgame and Captain Marvel. I actually have more to say about Endgame, but those thoughts and videos are for the future. For now, have a great day, everyone. Take care, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!